Welcome, guys, to the Lcg Podcast, Latin Consulting Group. I'm Charles Ricky. This is Elio, Mr. Fiesta Piedra, as I like to call him. And welcome back. Another week here, Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern, as we do each and every week, talking marketing. We're not going to stop. You know how we do. This week is no different, and we have a special guest on this week.
Super special.
I'm really excited. But thank you guys for tuning in each and every week. You know how we do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Talking marketing, just giving you a little insight, a little strategy, talking different news, different things that hopefully relate to you and your business or a friend, and lifestyle marketing, because that's what we are all about. And of course, we got to give shout out to our sponsors, Remax Professionals, Gary, Jeremy, and all his agents doing really cool things from Gainesville to Lake City and everywhere in between. And of course, Brian Knepp, B-Print Design. We got our stuff here looking good. So if you guys need any apparel, if you need your logo vectorized, anything with your logo on it, please reach out to Brian, reach out to us. We'll put you in contact. And of course, Fiesta Media. Elio, making it happen each and every week. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm always on fire.
Always on fire.
Better than good. And now even better than that, because we have an amazing guest coming up. Today, right now, in a couple seconds, we're going to be talking about branding, marketing, and the role of photography in marketing and the importance of that. I am fired up, man. Let's go.
All right, so why don't you introduce our guest? Let's get this going.
Well,
Here we go.
Let's get like a superhero, superwoman music.
Ooh, I like that.
Because, you know, if you are looking to get your business to the next level and your knowledge, I'm telling you, stay right there and tie yourself up to the seat, put glue on it, because, man, you don't want to miss anything of today's show. This is an amazing photographer, amazing woman, amazing leader, entrepreneur of this community. Her company has been working with amazing people as well here, and has said amazing 3 times because it is true. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the Lcg Podcast show for the first time ever, the one and only Adrian Fletcher.
Nice. Welcome, Adrian. Glad you're on the podcast.
Thank you. What an intro. I'm going to come every week.
This is great.
I'm like, Elio, tell me more.
No, and listen, we're excited, guys, because you know how we do, and we always break down some news, some insights, some strategies, and today Adrian's got a lot of stuff for us. So we're excited because not only is she an awesome photographer, we're going to get into that, but Adrian has a really awesome marketing mind. And of course, I give a shout out to B&I Results on Fire. We are also in B&I Results on Fire, and Adrian just has a lot of intellect when it comes to marketing. So Elio, let's get right into it. So Adrian, anything you want to start us off with before we get right into it?
For sure. I wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I love the topic of branding and brand marketing. I find it really interesting. It really runs the gamut, and any excuse I have to talk about it with people, I will take. So thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor. I thought we would just kind of get into what branding and brand marketing is, and then as you guys do, share some news that's related to brand marketing and kind of go from there.
No, absolutely. You guys know we've broken down a lot of different topics, from digital to marketing to call to action versus branding, and we really like to break it down. And it's nice to have Adrian on, because Adrian's another expert in the field that you guys get to hear her insights. So Adrian, branding, marketing, let's get into it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I like to describe branding as all the parts of your business, marketing related, that are really hard to measure direct ROI from, right? Mm-hmm. So that's everything at a really basic level, from your logo, your tagline, your colors that you pick because they all say something. A little bit step up from that is your images. So whether that's on your website or on social media, which that's usually where I come into place, is to help make those decisions. And then if you go up a little level from there, that's going to be your entire user experience, from when they first find you all the way through to maybe getting the actual product, which right now, unboxing is a huge thing right now that's very personalized. There's a whole companies that now will specialize on personalizing the packaging that somebody opens up. I remember this was maybe a couple years back, but I got a whole package that was fully compostable and had seeds in it. So you could literally put the package that my item, I didn't even buy this package, right? I bought the item, and the package that it came in, you could put in the ground and grow flowers from. I mean, it's absurd what you can do with that. And then even to the customer service, if somebody wants to return something, I think it's Zappos will let you return something for up to a year. Like that's
amazing.
It's super amazing. They have really good customer service. And then on the higher level from that is your corporate social responsibility, and what are the kind of values and causes that you're supporting, and all that comes into play into what your branding is.
I'm glad you said that, and I like that you started from like tagline to color. Can you touch on, like, a lot of people rush into, oh, I got to make a marketing plan. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of layers, like an onion to marketing. Can you touch on, I mean, you don't want to rush that, right? Like,
no. Yeah. So it used to be that, marketing was really more about advertising, right? It was about strictly about transitional relationships with your consumers, right? You wanted more customers and you wanted to make more money, and that was kind of all you focused on. And so it was a lot of ads.
Yep.
Now, and there's always been a little bit of this, but in particular, consumers are just shifting to wanting to trust the company.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And in fact, I think it was last year, IBM, or the beginning of this year, came out with a new like consumer report survey or whatever. And 50% of consumers make purchasing decisions based on a company that they trust.
Yep.
So that trust is what brand marketing is, because as opposed to like performance marketing you still need, right? And you're talking about those layers. So you still need a trigger to have somebody buy something, but you need the brand marketing to establish trust and a deeper connection.
Values, morals.
Exactly.
Yep.
To get them there. And then you still need that brand marketing to continue that relationship with them. And then you go back to the performance marketing in order to continue the sales. So it's a little bit layered, like you said. It's a lot more complicated, or it can be as complicated as you want to make it. And every single decision that you make can be purposeful if you let it. And if it's the more and more purposeful it is, the more success you're going to have.
I have a question for you that is related to what you just mentioned, and I love this because we are going to push the marketing news for the end, for the second half. So there is 3 pillars that I think a photographer needs to have as a videographer or anybody related to media, but they need equipment. 3 things. 1, the right equipment. 2, the right values. And 3, the right impact. Okay? So how you as a photographer, that people these days, they think that they can have either a phone or a random camera, pick that up and, I am a photographer, And I'm telling you,
I got the right filter. What are you talking about?
Yes. I'm telling you that I watch it. You can give me like a Canon, the last Canon, and I'm going to take the horrible pictures because it's not in me. So what would you say to someone that is seeking to be a successful photographer? What is the right equipment, the right values, and the right impact that you need to have within your industry to be able to be a successful photographer?
I don't know about equipment. She can't give the secrets away, Elio.
Honestly.
A little bit.
Yeah, sure. No, honestly, it's really not about the equipment. It really isn't. It's what you do with the equipment. And more importantly, your understanding of lighting. So lighting is the key, and you can work with almost any equipment as long as you understand lighting. I will say, as a commercial photographer, it's pretty integral to have lighting, like off-camera lighting that you can set up. But at the very basic, it's understanding lighting, because if you understand what's happening, for example, inside a lot of buildings, you're dealing with either tungsten lighting, which is very yellow, and now actually a lot of times there's a mixture of lighting, so you'll have fluorescent and tungsten, and you might have daylight windows coming in, and so you're just dealing with a lot of competing color temperatures. We
don't even think about that. That's a color temperature. She just said like 3 colors of light coming in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even thought about that. That's amazing.
So I knew key lighting, I knew field lighting, and I don't know the backlighting, how you said that one, but there is a lot of, the spectrum, it is bigger than people think.
Yeah.
And my point here is, like, anybody that is watching right now that is seeking to become a successful photographer, not only a photographer, but a successful one, you need to listen to this and watch and like it and share it, because other people, they want to learn and grow with Adrian as well. So that's the equipment. What about the values? You touched a little bit on that, but the values to impact your community. How can a photographer actually impact your community?
So at the very core level, and I hope I'm succeeding at this, is what I try to do with every client. So the secondary skill that you need as a photographer is compassion for humanity, right? Everybody hates getting their photos taken. Like, that's the biggest secret. About 75% of my clients come in, they're like, I hate getting my headshots. I'm going to hate this. It's not you, it's me. I'm going to hate this. And you have to take a step back. If you just somebody just shows up and you set up the most perfect, gorgeous lighting and you take that photo and have them leave, like, that's great. You probably took a decent photo because you set up the correct lighting. But if you don't make a connection with that human and you don't pause to just let them feel a little bit more comfortable, let them breathe, it's not going to be a genuine portrait of them, right? It might be a photograph of them. It's not going to be a portrait of them because you didn't capture anything about who they are.
In their most relaxed form.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
God, in the most comfortable.
You probably, captured their more terrified.
And here, for example, in this picture, we're seeing like Adrian very detailing, taking care of every single detail. I guess you were asking the guy to maybe, hey, look up a little bit here and there. So I know the type of photographer that they just show up, they take the picture and they leave, boom, boom, pay me, whatever. But, and I have worked with you oftentimes, and you did actually an amazing photos of the Fiesta Media for Our Town magazine. That, by the way, she's the official photographer of Our Town magazine. That's why you can
shout out to Charlie. We just saw him. By the way, Charlie, happy 50th birthday.
Happy 50th birthday. The reason you enjoy beautiful pictures at Our Town magazine because Adrian. So just telling you, right here, what do you think about the importance of the behind the scenes, that work that you do?
Yeah. So for I'll just clarify, I just do the advertising photography in Our Town. But so for example, with my branding clients, taking this back to branding, before we even get into planning the shoots or what the shot list, I have a whole marketing strategy meeting. And I ask them, who are your target customers or clients? What are your core values of your company? The smaller details, like what are your colors? What's the tone of voice? And a lot of times with small business owners, they've not even thought of these things. And the problem, and the problem is that, I always make the example of well, if I'm a dentist, I want anybody with teeth. I want to focus on that. Well, we can if you have $1 zillion to spend on marketing. We can absolutely market to the world and anybody with teeth. However, when you can really understand who your best client is, and maybe that's not the right word because all of our clients are our best, right? We love having them. But the best fit for your company, if you can identify who those are and identify their needs, identify their habits, and then have solutions for those specific things, then all of a sudden they become brand ambassadors. And what that means is that they do marketing for you. So you're not spending any money and they're telling the whole world about you because they love you so much.
100%.
Let's back up a little bit. When you said tone of voice, what do you mean? What is the importance of that? I am just curious.
Yeah. So imagine somebody who is dealing in palliative care or end-of-life care.
Okay.
Their website is probably, and their social media posts, the language that they use in marketing is probably going to, it doesn't need to necessarily be super serious, but it's going to be compassionate. It might have sort of a slow feel, understanding, patient.
Not like, hey guys, welcome to.
Right. Whereas, exactly, O2B Kids is going to want to be exciting and have primary colors because the kids, and they want to be, they want to talk sort of all about exciting things and things like that. And so, and then, a bank may not be, it doesn't have, depending on the bank, SunTrust, that is now Radiant Bank, they do a lot of community service projects and spend a lot of time in the community. So they focus a lot of their advertising, if you pay attention, on images of either them in the community or the causes that they serve. And it's very purposeful, right? Because then we associate that bank as a community engager or whatever.
You guys are hearing this, right? We've been doing like 30 episodes telling you all types of this stuff, and now you get to hear it from another expert. I love this because this is.
They're not lying to you.
We were not lying to you guys. I love this, Adrian.
Yes.
By the way, to your point, I love the example you made about the dental, because I was thinking Martin Dental. He deals with kids.
Yeah.
He specifically deals with kids, doesn't want adults, and he owns that niche.
Yeah.
And now the parents say, oh my God, my kids, have you seen his decorations? He's got the Disney stuff going on, and it's really cool. So I understand your point, and that he's the first person that came to mind in that example.
And here's the thing, and even if he doesn't see adults, that's fine. But here's the thing, if you pick whatever, say 3 target customers or clients, it doesn't mean that other people that need your services won't find you.
Yep.
It just means that you have focus on your marketing dollars so that you're not, just floundering around, spray and pray, as we call it.
I like that, spray and pray. Ariel, we got to clip that for the highlights.
Spray and pray.
Spray and pray.
Spray and pray. Yeah.
I like that.
You're being very methodical, very intentional. And so you're going to get the people that really, really love you. But that doesn't mean other people aren't going to come for you for dentistry work or other things. So they're gonna hear from you. It's just a way to be focused and mindful.
And that's what we always talk about as well. Target audience.
Target
audience.
So important.
And talking about target audience, I am super curious about. I also did my homework, Adrian. Let me tell you. You can tell. Hey, you are always talking about the importance of headshots, especially for commercial people, for corporate clients. And here are 2 beautiful friends of us, because I know them really well, and I wanna, with your permission, share these pictures. Ralph and
Angela.
Yes. And Ralph, by the way, shout out to Ralph, because he is the one who helped us to get this beautiful studio.
Yes, love it.
Ralph is awesome. Shout out to him, and he's amazing. What a wonderful person. Very patient, efficient, and very helpful. If you are looking to a commercial real estate, any location, you name it. But going to my point, headshots.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of headshots.
So headshots, especially if you're a local business, are incredibly important to show on your website. We are just visual people, and we like to see who we're going to work with.
Yep.
We're just humans, just like seeing humans. And so when you have a website and it's full of stock photos and it's nobody that we know and it's very generic, it gives us nothing for who your company is. But when you personalize it with a photo of yourself, then people are like, they not only can they feel like, say I'm hiring an AC guy, and, say if I were living by myself, I'm like, I don't know if I want some guy that I don't know coming in or whatever. But if I see a photo of him and it's with their family, and, I see that they've got kids and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, like this person seems like they're not going to, rob me or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really important. And to take that to a next level with headshots, there's so much that you can say in your headshot too, right? First of all, between a cell phone photo and a professional headshot just shows your level of professionalism and how much you take your own business seriously.
God, I love that. That is huge.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. If you don't even take enough pride in your own business to make, professional decisions, then why would I come to you? Because you're probably not going to call me back, or it's going to take a while, or there's going to be something wishy-washy, or I'm not going to be happy, right? So it shows a level of professionalism. But then, I don't know if you want to go back to the images that you were showing, Elio. For example, Angela, not only is she a home organizing coach, but she's a happiness coach.
Yep.
And so we talked about, what do we want to wear? What clothes does she want to wear to give off that Now, her smile is just, it exudes happiness. So
I was going to say her smile is
she could
great.
probably wear anything.
Yeah.
But we talked about the colors, not only that look good on her, but that also are more cheerful. They're inviting, friendly. In Ralph's photo, he's using his saxophone, which we know he's a great sax player.
Yes.
That really automatically sets him apart from every other real estate agent out there.
That's
because you're like,
huge.
what is happening with this saxophone? And he's a realtor. Like, wait, what? Let's talk, right?
If I close, he might play for me or something.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
So you can put a lot of thought, even if it's really up close, like Angela's, you're still going to talk about like purposeful in what your colors you're wearing, what your background is. And then as you get further and further out, it becomes about your hand gestures. I've talked about this, and we can talk about it on the headshot tip of the day later, but you see the lawyers who are like this, and that's okay. Like if their whole thing is, I'm going to fight for you, like these kind of like menacing, tough things make sense.
Yeah.
But you can also, but it is a little standoffish, right? So if it's purposeful to your brand, as we're going back, then fantastic. If you just want to look confident, there's a way to do that. Look confident, have your arms crossed without feeling menacing, right? So there's just different subtleties in your body language, what you wear, the background, all of these can come into play.
And I'm sure, Adrian, someone has thought, I'm going to go this route, and you've helped them go another route, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome. Because, I mean, they don't know. I mean, I love the marketing approach. I love the sit down, taking the time. Elio, you said it best. How many photographers come in, take your shot, do a couple things and leave, and then send you a bill? I mean, you're having a legit marketing discussion with Adrian. That might help you in your business. You might unlock something. She might give you some nuggets. I mean, to me, that is an extra layer of service and a feature that you are finding what differentiates marketing impact on your photography.
Yeah, and it's not even just in the headshots, because think of the images that you want on your website, that you want on social media. If you're a company that's all about inclusivity, diversity, things like that, your website needs to show that. Otherwise, you're just talk and no action, right?
I love that.
Same thing with social media. If you're about the environment, same thing. What are you showing? Environment, that's easier with like the product side of things and things like that. But it runs, right? It's from start to finish, all of this should be the same, right?
Gotcha.
So your images should line up. If your services are for, let's say, sort of the baby boomer generation, and you only got your college age kid and their friends to be the models in your advertising shoot, like no baby boomer is going to think that your product or service is for them, because you're not showing them using your service, right? It's not just your headshot. Your company photos can be very meaningful if you make that conscious decision,
and
right?
talking about company pictures and talking about corporate and commercial photos, let's go to our marketing news of the day. That, by the way, they were shoes by the one and only Adrian.
I love it.
Hey.
Took a little bit off our plate this week.
Yeah, so I wanted to pick some articles that were having to do with our branding conversation. And so this first one, some of you will remember, I think it was Quaker Oats that owns the brand.
Aunt Jemima, right?
Aunt Jemima rebranded, and because in part, like, they've been getting a lot of flack. They had there was a racial stereotype as their big image, and that wasn't going so good, right? Like, that's not a good look.
You know what? We all know, I mean, let's put it out there. We all know this cancel culture thing we're going on the last couple of years. Adrian, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't this Aunt Jemima, like, in the beginnings of all that? Like,
it might have been, but it's one of those things where, the one thing, say what you want about the cancel culture, but if it makes you sort of take a step back and be like, that's not what we're about. That really isn't what we're about, and I don't like it. So they changed it, and so the new branding is really interesting, and it's called Pearl Milling Company. It's one of the first where they produced the pancake mix in the beginning. But if you look at, and I'm sorry, this image doesn't show it close enough, the actual brand on the pancake mix and on the syrup have the same font as before, which I think it was trying to help in the transition.
Okay.
Now it has like a little mill in the corner and not the other image. But it has kind of a it was interesting that they try to kind of keep some similarities, but just change the name. Yeah. So take a look in the grocery store. Some people love it, some people don't. I think, so what you're seeing on the screen now is their newest commercial that just came out, and 2 more will come out in fall, and how they're kind of rebranding and just making it like, hey, we've been around for a long time. People have eaten pancakes for all sorts of reasons, and we've always been at the table. We just look different now. So that's just kind of interesting in terms of a packaging and rebrand. That is awesome. Story that's going on in the news right now.
That is awesome.
I remember that. That was legit. There was a lot of controversy around that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here we have another one.
Yeah. So this next one, it has to deal more with corporate social responsibility, still brand marketing. In this case, Airbnb decided to temporarily house offer temporary housing for 20,000 Afghan refugees.
This is amazing.
For
awesome.
free. And because they were just like, this is important. We've got to do this. We provide housing. How can we, hey, they're going to need housing, right? So it made sense from them. It was matching up with their values. Let's be honest. They've had their own sort of PR issues in the past. So they are trying to do better, right? And what was amazing about this campaign is immediately, not only did Airbnb current hosts say, hey, I want in, I'll offer my space for free too. How can we do that? But then people who aren't even on Airbnb as hosts currently said, I'm happy to offer a room in my house as well. And
That
so
is
they've
awesome.
waived fees for
awesome.
anybody who wants to be involved. You can also just donate. And if anybody is interested, I will say airbnb.org is where you can sign up to help Afghan refugees.
Yes.
So, a really good cause. And of course, as we pointed out, the hope is, yes, this is a really good cause and we should be for it. But the hope is that, in a year or so when I'm traveling again and I have the option of a hotel or Airbnb, I can go back and be like, you know what? Like, that was a big deal. A lot of people needed help. And Airbnb, stepped up to
I'm
the
so
plate.
glad you guys are seeing this because I was going to say it. I'm glad Adrian said it. I was going to be a little more blunt with it. They're helping people, guys. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
They are helping people.
Yeah.
But we're talking marketing here. Let's
Right.
not forget for one
Brand
second
marketing.
that they're giving. I don't know what's that going to cost them, several $1 million
Right.
in giving.
Right.
But they hope to get this, like Adrian said, over the next 5-10 years because
Right.
why would I not want to work with a company that just did that?
Right.
Exactly. The more you give, the more you get back.
Brand marketing is about building trust
Yep.
and deepening relationships. So that is what they are doing. And yes, it costs money to do that for them. And they've decided that that's worth it because it's going to build this trust
Yes.
in the long haul.
You guys remember we're always talking brand marketing versus call to action. We always talk about the marketing plan, developing it, not rushing it. Guys, this is one of those things where branding comes into play and then strategically Airbnb could look down the road and boom, do a call to action, more aggressive marketing campaign after this to back up what they did. So it's all strategic, and this is why we talk this. And I'm glad that Adrian had some awesome stories because not only are they good, heartfelt stories, but they all relate to marketing in some way, shape, or form.
And related to the beautiful cause, which is
Yes.
very important.
Yeah.
Always, there is a quote that this reminds me of. Les Brown said, "We should be ashamed to leave this world if we haven't made a major contribution to humankind." So we need to think about that.
Love that.
You should think about how can you make a major contribution, how can you make a difference, how can you think about marketing. But if you can tie it up marketing to wonderful causes that you can be part of, giving back to your community, so your community can also give back to you, to your business, to your brand. So this is awesome.
Right. And honestly, if your heart is really about not even caring if it comes back, like all the better, right? Like if you decide like, this is what's right, like I'm going to do this. And if later on karma pays me back, fantastic, but that's okay if it doesn't because this was worth it, right? This is more important.
I love this, Adrian. What do we got going on here? I'm already excited.
Yeah,
I see the golden arches. I'm like pumped up.
So McDonald's really, really, really is into customer experience. And they actually just hired Tariq Hassan as Chief Marketing and Digital Customer Experience Officer, right? Like there's a whole bunch of new made up terms for titles of people, but it all comes down to customer experience. When you have a giant, top level person with a title that has customer experience in it, that company is prioritizing it, right? And so they've done a lot of different fun things over the years. This is just a recent one. I think it's in the UK. It's a giant billboard. It's an interactive billboard. But in COVID times, first of all, if you're in a big city, we don't really have drive-thrus. And then a lot of places, depending on the time of year, you can't do indoor dining. And so everybody is tired. Everybody's stressed. Everybody's frustrated. They did a giant billboard advertisement. And then also you can just walk up there and get a free McFlurry, man.
Let me tell you something. That is an experience, guys.
Yes.
We did a whole segment on experiential marketing.
Oh,
and what that means. And guys, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
So, and then a couple years ago, kind of tying into this, there was two different places where they tied the heat to having free ice cream. So one place in the Netherlands, it's like for every day that it was over a certain amount of temperature, you got a free ice cream. And then another place in Asia, it was there was a huge billboard, kind of like a Times Square type situation, and there was a fan on the billboard cooling off an ice cream that was melting. And so you had to get on an app and work the app in order to keep powering that fan.
Yep.
And basically, you know, I don't know, if you're on it for like 5 minutes and you get a coupon for free ice cream. And so they have, it's a huge company. It's really hard at a local level to, you know, if you have unhappy clients and stuff like that. But when such a huge company like prioritizes customer experience, you should probably pay attention that's an important part of your marketing.
Yeah, and guys, we share these stories with you because we want you to think outside the box. I mean, think local. How can you help someone, a neighbor, a business owner, yourself, your business? How can you bring something different that is going to do something with this experience? Swamp Head's a good example. Guys, on Gator Day, Saturday, Swamp Head has a giant tent in front of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium that probably cost them $10,000, $20,000 to do that. That's an experience because he gives you a sample of Swamp Head beer. In return, if you love it, you're going to go to the brewery. You're going to buy beer. Now you're going to be hooked. In a year, he's going to get his money back. He's giving you an experience on a game day so that you can be a customer later on. That's exactly what McDonald's is doing now.
And honestly, we have really good breweries in our town. They're all, I think they're pretty good friends and they all talk. They're really good. First Mag is really, and they both are. I mean, so is Swamp Head. But they're really good at offering their space for nonprofits. And, you know, like, obviously the nonprofit organizations, whenever they rent that space, they're buying beer and stuff like that. But that's not why they're letting the nonprofit be there, right? They're a part of our community. They understand that. They care about our community. They care about the Springs. They care about each other as brewers. And so that's why they're like, they let, you know, organizations use their space and like that, things like that. So,
and by the way, the ultimate goal of the news, it is actually giving ideas away. And nonprofits can take advantage of all these marketing news because these are amazing ideas. Some of them are cheap, some of them are affordable, some of them are expensive, but always you need to see your marketing and branding strategies as investments, not expenses.
Right.
So that's very important. I guess we're ready for the headshot tip. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Are you ready? Because we're past time. We like to.
By the way, this is a record?
Yes.
This is the longest one we've done.
Sorry, guys.
No. No, listen, there's no timer on this. This is why we love it. You know, we do like to keep it tight, guys, because, you know, we know you guys are busy, but this was a lot of information. And what's cool about this is that you guys have been doing a great job at sharing it, sending it, viewing it. I mean, you guys can always go back. If you know someone, that could benefit from this information, send it to them. And if you know someone that's going to benefit from this KTK, why did I say KTK headshot? She's on with me at KTK headshot. If you're listening to KTK, tune in for Adrian Fletcher's.
You'll get my headshot there too.
But no, seriously, guys. Also, if you need any marketing professional when it comes to marketing and photography, if you can't reach Adrian, please reach out to us. We are about networking and connecting people, especially in the marketing world. And she is family of the show. So she has an awesome website that you can check out. But if not, reach out to us and we'll put you in connection. So,
awesome.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll take it out with the headshot tip of the month or the day.
Now I got you doing it.
Yeah. So if you are doing an outdoor headshot, it is worth waiting for good weather. And especially if you're in Florida, it rains a lot in the summer. Most people hate their headshots. They want to get it over with. They've already scheduled their haircut. But let me tell you, we were just talking about visually everything in the image can be intentional. So from what you wear to your body language, your posing, the background makes a difference too. If it is a gloomy day, it's gonna look a little gloomy in your headshot. And if that's the look you're going for, fantastic. But most of the time, if we're doing an outdoor headshot, it's not the look we're going for. And it is worth to schedule a rain day backup in case it looks cloudy or rainy on your day of your headshot.
In other words, don't rush it. If you need to wait, wait.
Right.
Is there a certain time, Adrian? Like, is there like a magic window or not really? It could be any time.
It's going to depend on your the look that you're going for, right? So if you just need an outdoor look,
detailed. I love it.
That's clean. Any time sort of mid-afternoon, mid-morning, where you're going to have open shade but really sunny background. So you're going to get the cheerfulness of the sunny. We're going to light you with some lighting in the shade so that you match the background. But if you are, some people really like the sort of light and airy look. That's going to happen really early morning with that soft look there. If you're going for like you're a beach realtor or you're a beach vibe or something like that, we might put you in the golden hour at the end of the day to get those really, really warm colors coming in. But it really depends on your branding and
see, that's amazing, guys. No other photographer is gonna like, depending what you're wearing, what you're going for, who you're targeting. Think about all these things that go into play. People just show up, click, here's a bill, I'll see you later.
That's how you make a difference. So you're learning today how you can make a difference within your industry, how you can become an influencer within your market, and how you can reach your target out. And this has been a tremendous show.
Yeah, I love this.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
And you definitely got to come back. We need some more news.
Sounds good.
We need you to keep us going because you ran this today. This is great.
Eventually, we're gonna steal from you the headshot tip of the month.
Yeah. Perfect.
So we want to thank you and we want to tell you that it's been a privilege and an honor having you here, and thank you for sharing your talent, your gifts, your knowledge, your information with our audience and with everybody out there, because hey, for you that are gonna watch later, this is gonna be awesome.
Yep. Adrian, if you want to give a shout out, a website, Facebook, or keep it mysterious?
Yes. No. If you wanna, hey, go to Adrian Fletcher Photography right now.
Oh, cool.
Right now.
You can
Adrian Fletcher Photography right now.
No, seriously, check it out, guys. Between all professional shoots, anything you need, this is the best right here in the business.
Oh, you guys.
Thank you, Adrian.
Obviously, I'm coming back. All I get is like compliments.
Yes.
So.
No, this is great,
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know how we do each and every week. We are the LCG Podcast, and we're going to talk marketing. We're going to continue to have guests on. Today we had Adrian. We had a great show. And guys, Tuesday and Thursday, each and every week at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Don't forget to tune in, share, like. We're on YouTube, Facebook. We're going to be adding TikTok. Alia's got more stuff coming. We're not going to stop. It's going to continue. So thank you, Adrian. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Put in your comments. Who do you want next? What do you want us to talk about? Put in some topics because we're running out of stuff. I mean, we're going to... What show is this, Elia?
I don't know.
30-something?
It is.
Listen, if I keep coming back, we won't run out of topics. I can talk a long time.
All right, guys. So thank you. We'll see you Thursday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. LCG. Peace.